Border styles. So the border style property, border style property is specifies what kind of what kind of border to display, what kind of border to display. Okay, so this is the property in CSS, border style. So we can use this property to apply the border styles to the HTML elements. Okay, so we have the different border styles like dotted border, second one dashed border, and third one solid, fourth one double. Okay, these are the four border styles, normal border styles. And the fifth one grow, and the sixth one ridge, and seventh one inset, and eighth one outset. Okay, so these are the again another four border styles. These four are 3D border styles, and first four normal border styles, from fifth to eighth 3D border styles. Okay, and finally another style is there, ninth one none. If you don't want to apply any border style to the HTML element, okay, if you want to remove the border style, you can use this none. Okay, no border style will apply to the HTML element. So first one dotted border. So it defines the dotted border on HTML element. Defines dotted border on HTML element. Okay, and second one, it defines dashed border. Okay, dashed line border. And this is defines solid border. It means single line border. Next, double line border. Okay, and grove, ridge, inset and outset are 3D border styles. It depends, the effect depends on the border color. The effect is depend on the border color. Defines a 3D border style. It depends on the border color value. Okay, border color value. Next, this one also same. Ridge also depends on and defines the 3D border style, and it depends on the border color value in inset and outset. And none, so no border is defined if we are using none. So one example on these border styles. Create one HTML form, border style. So we can take one div tag. So it contains some content to display. So for example, we can take this Otherwise you can take this content. ID is div1. Okay, and we need to write some css properties using style tag, so we can include the css properties in html form. Div1 div height 300 pixels, div width also 300 pixels. Next, background color. Mm, so without background color, directly we can write border color. Okay, border color. We can take the color red color. Okay, so after we use this border color, okay, we have to set the border width also. Border width, all these are border properties. Okay, so you can see border width, border top width, border top style. Okay, border top right radius, left radius, border top color. Okay, border style, spacing, right width, left, right style, right color. Okay, so all these are border styles. Okay, border properties, so we can use all these properties. So border width just 4 pixels. Next, padding 20 pixels. Next, margin also 20 pixels. Okay, so now we can run this example. So we in browser, border color, border width. Okay, border width. After that, border style. Okay, we have to set this border style also. Border style dotted. Okay, first one dotted. So refresh this example. So you can see div tag with border, dotted border style. Okay, and padding and margin properties. Okay, if you remove this padding property, so you can see the content like this. If you add the padding property, so you can see the content like this. Okay, so this is the border, dotted border. We can use dashed. Next one, dashed border. Okay, this is the dashed border style. Next, solid. So refresh this. Solid means single line border. Okay, and and fourth one is double line border. Okay, you can see, so double lines is applied. Okay, so these are the four normal border styles. Okay, dotted, dashed, solid, and double. And after that, we can use 3D border styles: groove, ridge, inset, and outset. First of all, groove. Reverse this example. Okay, so we need to change this border width. Okay, you will get that some difference. Okay, in the border you can see the difference in border. Okay, 18 pixels. Okay, so this is 3D border style grow. And next one, ridge border. So ridge is opposite to the grow. Okay, you can see the difference between ridge and grow. And next one, inset. Okay, this is inset border style, 3D border style. Next, outset. Okay, outset 3D border style. So outset is the opposite to the inset border. Next, if you don't want to apply any border style, you can use none finally. Okay, only content will be displayed here. So these are the 9 types of border styles. So you can see here border color, border width, border style. So we can define all these 3 properties in single property, that is border is the shorten property. We can use border shorten property shorten property to use all border styles. Okay, border style properties. So like we can use border. First of all, there is no order here, so we can define anything first. Solid border. Okay, and 2 pixel width. Okay, border width and border color. So color we can define like this. So we can use this color. Okay, so now this is the border style property, and this is border width property, and this is border color property. So we can define all these 3 properties in single property, that is shorten property for border. So now we can update this, comment these 3 properties, and we can define border is the shorten property, solid border and 2 pixel width and border color. So save this and refresh this example again. Okay, same styles applied. Okay, you can see here, so 3 properties are applied in single property. So that is the shorten property for the border. So you can use all the border properties like border bottom. Okay, individual border styles, border bottom style, border top, border left style. Okay, border right style. So individually you can apply the border styles. So next important property in CSS, display and visibility properties. Display and visibility properties. So visibility property property specifies how an element is displayed. So it specifies how an element is displayed. Okay, displayed. And the visibility property. Okay, first of all, display property. So display property specifies how an element is displayed, and visibility property specifies if an element should be visible or hidden. Specifies if an element should be visible or not. Okay, should be visible or not. Okay, visibility property. Visibility colon. So we can define like this: visible or hidden. Visible or hidden hides an element. But it will still take up the same space as before. Take up the same space as before. Okay, visibility property and colon hidden. If you define like this, visibility property, so hides the element, but it will still take up the same space as before. Okay, and display property. Display none property hides an element and it will not take up any space. It will not take up any space. So the element will be hidden and the page will be displayed as if the element is not there. Okay, if the element is not there, so the page will be displayed like if the element is not there. Okay, so this is the syntaxes for visibility property and display property. So visibility values are hidden and visible. Okay, to display the hidden property you can use visibility visible. To hide the visible property you can use visibility hidden. Okay, so we can use display property also to hide the element. The main difference between these two properties are visibility property take up the same space as before, but display property will not take up the same space as before. So an example on this. So here we can take another div tag. ID equal to div 2. So we can use this content in div 2 and we can take another div tag. ID is div 3. Okay, now we have 3 div tags. 3 div elements is there in our HTML form. So once run this example, you can see here first div tag is displaying with the css properties. Okay, and the second two div tags are no styles. So now we can write css properties for second and third div tag. Div2 and div3. Here div height, same height we can take, and width also same, 200 pixels, and border is solid border and 2 pixel, and color we can take the blue color for border. Next padding 20 and margin also 20. And third div also same, so just we can change the border color. So border color is so we can use this border color. So now run this example. So three div tags are displaying like this. Okay, so one by one div tags are displaying, but if you want to display the div tags side by side, okay, you can see the real-time example. Real-time example for this. Use this float property to display these three div tags side by side. So refresh this example. Okay, now these three div tags are displaying side by side. So the main goal is we have to use display and visibility properties. So now I don't want to display second div tag. Okay, uh, display properties, blue color border div tag. I don't want to display this div tag. So now I can use visibility property hidden. So visibility property hidden hides the element, but it still take the same space as before. Okay, you can see. So it still take up the same space as before. Visibility property. You can use visibility visible to display the hidden element. Okay, in the same space, the element is again displaying. To hide the property, to hide the div tag, you can use hidden. The same space as taken as before. But here we can use visibility property and display property, display none, to hide the element. Okay, here you can see div tag is hidden, but display property not take up any space as before. Okay, and the visibility property affect the layout, and display property not affect the layout. Okay, to display the hidden property by using display property, display block. You can use display block to display the hidden property using display property. Display block is used to display hidden element. Okay, display block is shown the hidden element. Okay, next one, position property. Okay, position property in CSS. So CSS position properties are allows you to position an element. Position property is used to position an element. Okay, so here we have three type of positions: relative position, fixed position, and third one absolute. Okay, so absolute. So these are the three type of properties in position. So first, relative position element is position relative to its normal position. Relative position element is position relative to its normal position. Okay, and fixed. You can set fixed position to an HTML element. Next, absolute position is an element with the position absolute is positioned related to the nearest positioned ancestor. An element with the position absolute absolute is positioned to the nearest positioned ancestor. okay, ancestor. So these are the three values for the position property: relative, fixed, and absolute. So we can take one HTML form. Okay, positions. In this example, we can take one paragraph. Okay, one paragraph. The paragraph contains so this information. Okay, paragraph ID equal to P1. So now you can use style tag to include the CSS properties in HTML form. By using ID selector, we can apply the CSS properties to the HTML elements. P1 paragraph position is fixed. Okay, first of all fixed, and the position is from top 30 pixels. Okay, and from right 40 pixel. Okay, this is the position for paragraph. So the paragraph will be displayed in the browser from top 30 pixel, from right 40 pixel, and the position is fixed, and no one element is can't change the position for this paragraph. Okay, so now run this example. Okay, so from top 30 pixel, and you can change this. Okay, so like this you can change the position for the element, and from right 40 pixel. Okay, you can see the paragraph is changing like this. You can use left also. Okay, from left to 250 pixels. So compulsory we have to change in our original code. Okay, when you change the CSS properties in browser, if you are okay with that changes, you need to change the changes in our original code. Okay, this is the paragraph fixed position. Okay, and here we can add one div tag, and this div tag contains some information. Okay, so copy this one. Div tag id is, we can use div1. div1, the position is relative position, okay, for div tag, and the div tag width is um, 200 pixels, and div tag height also 200 pixels, and the div tag border, solid border, and 2 pixel width, and a red color border. So we can use color names also, but in real time applications compulsory you have to use color codes. Okay, for practice you can use color names. So refresh this example. Okay, you can see paragraph position is here, and div tag position is related to the paragraph. Okay, you can see the difference. So this is the paragraph and this is the div tag, and if you change this position relative from relative to absolute, okay, absolute also displaying like this. Okay, this is relative position, and we can write CSS properties for another div tag, that is div2. So you can add one more div tag, that is div2. So we can use this content. For div2 the position is absolute, div height width is okay, and we can add from top 50 pixels, and from right 10 pixels. Okay, this is the position for div2. You can see div tag is displaying on paragraph. Okay, so the paragraph position is not changed, that is because position is fixed for paragraph, so that any element can't change the position for the paragraph, and this position is absolute. So if you change this to relative, the div tag is displaying in the bottom of the div2. And also you can see so paragraph position is not changing. Okay, when you are scrolling, paragraph position is not changing. Okay, only these two div tags are scrolling. This position is absolute. So absolute position is position related to the nearest positioned ancestor. Okay, from top 50 pixels, so we can use 30. Okay, 30 is paragraph, top 70 pixel. Okay, so these are the position properties. Next property is overflow property. The overflow property specifies what happens if the content is overflow an element box. So for example, if the content is overflowing from the div tag, okay, because it means if the content is displayed in outside of the div tag, if the content is overflowing out of the element box, so we can use overflow property to apply the scrollings or to hide the overflow content and to display the overflow content. For example, uh, in div1 tag there is a heavy content in div1. Okay, so this is the total content in div1, and now refresh this example. You can see the content is overflowed from the div tag. Okay, div tag height and width is up to here only, but the content is overflowed in out of the div tag. So this is not the it will affect the layout, so that you can add the scrolling for the div tag using overflow property. Use overflow and scroll, so it will apply the scrolling for the div tag without overflowing the content outside of the div. So refresh this and you can see the total content is displaying inside div tag without overflowing the content outside of the div tag. Okay, and you can use hidden. Okay, overflow hidden. Okay, if you use overflow hidden, okay, hides the overflow content. Okay, overflow hidden hides the overflow content. Okay, if you remove this property, where this content is displaying overflow content. Okay, if you enable this, overflow content is hidden. Okay, overflow hidden and visible. So overflow visible will show the overflow content. Okay, otherwise you can apply scroll. So there is no issues when you are using scroll. The total content will be displayed in the div box.